The moment I let another man touch me, I didn't just betray my husband, I signed my own downfall. What I didn't know was this: he wasn't the kind of man who screamed. He was the kind who waited, and destroyed you quietly. My name is Lauren Hale. From the outside, my marriage looked solid. Suburban calm. Clean lines. A well-built life in North Carolina. My husband, Ethan, was respected, not loud, not flashy, but steady. The kind of man people trusted with money, contracts, futures. He ran a mid-size logistics consulting firm he built from nothing. Long hours. Clean records. No scandals. And me? I was the wife who stood beside him at dinners. The woman people smiled at and said, "You're lucky." But luck gets boring when you start feeling invisible. Ethan wasn't cruel. That almost made it worse. He was distant in a way that felt polite. Focused. Always thinking 3 steps ahead, just never about me. I told myself it was normal. I told myself marriage cools down. Then I met Caleb. He was introduced as a temporary operations advisor. Confident. Observant. He looked at me like I still mattered. Like I was something Ethan had forgotten to protect. At first, it was harmless. Conversations. Compliments. Lingering pauses. I noticed Ethan watching us once, just for a second. His eyes narrowed, then relaxed. I thought he saw nothing. I was wrong. The affair didn't explode. It slid into existence, quietly, shamefully. Caleb told me Ethan didn't value me. That men like him never do until it's too late. I didn't sleep with Caleb at first. I crossed a worse line. I confided in him. About our finances. About Ethan's business structure. About how everything was technically in my name for tax efficiency. I didn't realize those questions weren't curiosity, they were inventory. The night Ethan found out wasn't dramatic. No shouting. No confrontation. I remember him standing in the doorway of our home office, holding my tablet. Open email chain. Encrypted messages I thought were hidden. He didn't raise his voice. He just asked one question. Is there anything else I should know before I verify my records? My heart collapsed. I lied. Again. And that's when his expression changed, not to anger, but clarity. That was the night he stopped being my husband. I didn't know Ethan like I thought I did. He didn't cry. He didn't beg. He started documenting. Every transaction. Every forwarded email. Every irregular access to company accounts. I thought I was hiding money, small transfers Caleb coached me through. What I didn't know was that Ethan had already retained a forensic accountant. And a lawyer. I heard him on the phone late at night, calm as ice. Yes. I want everything preserved. No confrontation yet. That's when fear set in. That fear wasn't loud. It didn't scream. It settled into my chest and stayed there. Ethan stopped asking questions altogether. That terrified me more than anger ever could. He moved through the house like a man who had already said goodbye, polite, distant, observant. He remembered small things. Times. Dates. Patterns. I started noticing details I'd ignored before. His laptop never left his side. Our shared accounts began locking me out one by one, not dramatically, just quietly, like doors closing behind me. Mail stopped coming to the house. Everything went digital. Caleb sensed it too. He became frantic. His messages turned sharp, impatient. He pushed harder, for more access, larger transfers. He said Ethan was old school and wouldn't notice until it was too late. That's when I realized the truth. Caleb wasn't just an affair. He was a plan. I hadn't been seduced, I'd been positioned. Every conversation I thought was intimacy had been extraction. Every moment of comfort had been calculation. And Ethan. Ethan was finally seeing the same picture. One night, I watched him stand in the garage, phone pressed to his ear, speaking in that calm, precise voice I used to love. "Yes," he said. "I need everything documented. I don't want revenge, I want resolution." That word haunted me. Resolution. Because I understood something then, standing alone in the kitchen, heart racing, palms cold. This wasn't a man preparing to fight. This was a man preparing to finish. And I was standing on the wrong side of the ending. Caleb grew impatient. He wanted more money. Faster moves. He talked about draining accounts before Ethan caught on. I didn't realize Ethan already had. Ethan never touched a cent illegally. He did something worse. He waited. He allowed one final transfer, large enough to look intentional. Large enough to trigger federal scrutiny. The evidence trail was flawless. The lawyer filed first. The divorce petition included financial misconduct clauses. The business records showed I had authorized everything. Caleb vanished the moment subpoenas were issued. I didn't even blame him. I blamed myself. Ethan looked at me across the mediation table and said calmly, "I didn't ruin you. I just stopped protecting you. I lost everything. The house. The reputation. The illusion." Ethan kept his company, legally restructured before filings finalized. He walked away clean. I was left explaining choices I couldn't undo. The last thing he said to me wasn't cruel. It was precise. "You mistook my silence for weakness. That was your final mistake." And that was the last day I ever had power over him. Some betrayals don't end in screaming, they end in silence, court documents, and permanent regret.
If this story made you feel something, pain, anger, clarity, or strength, you're not alone. Stories like this are why Betrayal Nation exists. Please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and write a comment below. We read every single one, and your voice matters here. Your support truly helps this channel grow, so if you haven't already, subscribe and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Together, we're building a place where real stories are heard, truth is exposed, and justice finds its voice. This is Betrayal Nation. Thank you for being part of it.